is SPK and you're checking out 57thAve.com. Stay tuned. SPK right here, representing Queens, New York. Producer of Thug Down Entertainment. From the same neighborhood. Corona left rack. Linked up through Shanduna. Shanduna's from the same neighborhood, you know. He already knew me and he knew my cousin, so you know. He was like, yo, let me get a beat CD. I mean a beat tape. We didn't have CDs back then. So he's like, yo, let me get a beat CD, let me bring that shit to N.O.R.E. After N.O.R.E heard it, it was on. It was on and popping right away. Let me see, I think the first one was like the part 2 for Married to Marijuana. It was called Married to Marijuana and Hennessy. It was never commercially released, but it came out on a DJ Clue on mixtape. Well, N.O.R.E's a workaholic. When I'm with N.O.R.E in the studio, we could create like 5 records in one day. Full records, not just a hook and go to the next one. Nah, N.O.R.E do hooks and verses and keep it moving to the next song. So I know we got a hard drive full of songs that we never released. Probably got about 40, 50 joints that we never released. 40, 50 joints, including N.O.R.E, Capone, and the home entertainment. I'll say DJ Premier, Timberland, the Beatnuts, Dr. Dre. Mainly Dr. Dre and DJ Premier. That they made me pick up an MPC and start making beats. Akinelli, Nature, quite nice. Schoolboy, Big N.O.R.E, Littles, you know, mostly Queens rappers. We was already at the studio. We was already at the studio at that time, working on the Thug Down Entertainment compilation. And then everybody in the room just started instigating, like, yo, N.O.R.E, this track just went at you. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do something. You ain't gonna do a song. They put the battery in his back and right away, USB, you got a beat? Threw the beat on and that was it right there. First beat I threw on. He said, that's the one. Let's do that one. And the song came out halfway through. At that moment, you know, they wasn't even talking to each other. You know, it was really beat going on, you know. Yeah, I actually did Live On, Live Long Part 2, which is dedicated to tragedy. And it's a dope song. I think the album's gonna be hot. And it's what the game needs, that type of sound again. People need to know, people need to hear that real hip hop. And I think it's coming back. This year's gonna come back. Yeah, the new one sounds like a kind of similar to the original, but not exactly the same sound. It's more like an updated sound with hard feeling. Kind of like the same feeling as the original, but just, you know, did it my own way. And they killed it, you know. It's a dedication to tragedy, and then once you hear the song, you'll be able to tell, you know, what I'm telling you. So I think the CNN War Report 2 is definitely a follow-up to the first one. I heard a lot of joints, and they sound just like the right follow-up album for the War Report, you know. And they focus, you know. They're doing good music. We started working on a N.O.R.E album, so I'm gonna just be focused on that. Working on N.O.R.E album, Capone solo album. We'll probably start another CNN album. I'm gonna start working with Akinelli again, bring him back. You know, he's trying to come back, so I'm gonna help him out too. Made or two. They were gonna drop Manu's album this year, somehow independently through Entertainment. And I'm looking forward to bring back Mussolini and Mace too. I think it's time for them to come back too. Also, Final Chapter, Show Bilotti, Algado. They need to come out with albums too. They could reach me on Twitter at SPK ILLA SP Killer. Or just reach me through 57dap.com or spkiller@gmail.com.